This is what we saw in class tonight. This is just a quick review to show you some additional techniques for using this sort of Band-Aid style mask, as I call it. And here's what it sounds like with sound effects. All right, cool. So I'm going to create a new comp. I'll go 1280 for this one. Okay, and what I want to do is just show you a couple different examples of how we can use that technique. So I'll just type out the word cover up and I will select it and align it using the align panel here. Center it and center it. Okay, so the trick we did was to go to layer, new, solid. And we created a solid that was the same size as our comp. And there it is. I'm going to put it underneath my text so I can see my text. And then I'm going to use the rectangle tool to create a line. Okay. And I'll hit the V key, scoot it over a little bit. Make sure I select the layer. There we go. Okay. So at this point, I'm not ready to animate yet because I need to create the cover up that will go over this to reveal it. So what I'm going to do, and to ensure that I get the same color as my background, I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate the background and drag that to the top. So now it's covering everything. But if I shrink it down to right about there and drag it back, now it's not covering anything. So as I drag it kind of up to my line here, I'm going to try to get it right to the edge, and that looks good right about there. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the background so you can really see what's going on. There we go. So there's my solid, and there's my line, and all I have to do is parent this shape to this line, and it'll do whatever the line does, so I don't have to animate them both. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the pick whip for the solid, and zoomed in there, and drag the pick whip down to the line. Now they're parented. If I go to the line layer, which is my shape layer, I'll go ahead and call it line, and we'll call this mask, because that's basically what it's doing. It's masking things we want to cover. So if I go to the line and I hit position, now I can drag this over. And if I turn the background on, it will appear to reveal the text. Oops. There we go. Okay. So that works whether you do it vertically, whether you do it diagonally. And it's a pretty simple process. It takes a little bit of time, but once you do it a few times, it's pretty easy. So let's go ahead and just reveal this real quick. So I'll take the line and I'll drag it back over and maybe put it right there. And I'll hit a keyframe for position. But you know what? I don't want to animate it from the beginning because I want to make this line grow. So I'm going to go ahead and set it at the 1 second mark and add a keyframe for position. And then I'll drag it to the 2 second mark and pull it over. There we go. And now let's go ahead and make this line grow into place. And if we come over here and we go to the line and hit S for scale, first thing we need to do is make sure to unlock our X and Y constraint. So if we unlock it and go to the X value, let's see, that's not what we want to do. Let's go to the Y value. All right, so we're at 0, so let's go ahead and set the Y value to 0. And I know that you're seeing the text now, but that's okay. We'll fix that in a second. So we're at the start mark, We've got the scale set to 0. We'll go ahead and drop a keyframe and drag this to the 1 second mark where it starts to sweep. And we'll go ahead and set this to 100. Now, since we're vertically instead of horizontally, we're using the Y value. If this was across the ground, we'd use the X value. And I'll hit return, and there's our line. Now again, you can see it doing that, so we'll go ahead and go to the text layer, and if you put your mouse right there, you see it goes from the arrow to the double arrow, and we can peel that back. So now you don't see it, and we have a line that grows and reveals. Now let's say we want it to shrink back down. Well, we've already got these scale keyframes that make it grow, so there's no reason why we couldn't grab these by clicking both of them or dragging out a marquee, copy them, and paste them back in over here. Now the problem is they're making it grow, so we need to reverse them. So we'll reverse them. Drag that one there, put that one there. And now, without even having to do anything really, other than copy a couple keyframes and switch their position, our line will grow, reveal, and shrink. And of course, we want to select all these and hit FN, F9 to smooth out the motion.